Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Nigma, and I'm bringing you guys patch 2.5.4. We got a new free hero list, which I am not going to go over because there's nothing to talk about. And then we have a new early access hero, of course, the hero you've heard so much about in the spotlight, Artesia, a new early access alt avatar for her called Arcanis. And then we have a new Wildsoul alt avatar, Arctic Wildsoul. Christmas music removed, Monarch now pickable in tournament mode. That's actually pretty significant for competitive play, I guess. Minor tweaks to Dumpster Taunt and Soul Fist Taunts. Nobody cares. So, I'm just going to pop into game here. I have the new Wildsoul. So, as you can see, he looks sort of like, Arctic Wildsoul, as you would imagine. This animation is the same, sort of. Bear, also sort of this colder ice bear, arctic bear, polar bear. Animation on this bear is kind of weird. Like, it seems like he's just kind of like very fast animations. I like the animation of his auto attack, his knife. Looks pretty cool. And of course, if you transform, you get a whole nother sort of new model, which is this really badass looking bear thing, which is pretty cool. Which also has its own attack animation. Got some new icons as well. Even the roar sort of has a little bit of an animation. Not really what I would imagine a roar, but much of the same. Artesia's new alt avatar, which of course I'll have to show you what Artesia looks like for you to know that this is an alt avatar. This is the male version. This is the early access alt avatar you get when you purchase Artesia. I like this version better than the other one, I think. It just seems sort of a little bit cooler. And I think animations are basically the same, but I think that looks a bit cooler than hers, which I will now show you, of course. Artesia is the new hero. She's an intelligence hero. She's range. She has quite long range, if I'm not mistaken. It should be about 600. I don't know, it's 525, so it's a little bit lower than, like, say, Chipper and stuff, but I don't think it's low enough where I would say that this is significantly short. So I think Artesia, she's definitely a ganker. She's very spellcast heavy. She's not a carry. She is really sort of this hero that I would probably put in the middle lane and then gank a lot. Similar to a hero like maybe Thunderbringer or Chipper, she can really convert mana into damage very well. So I'm just going to go over her abilities. Arcane Missile, it shoots a wisp that goes up to 1,200 distance. So it's about as long as Devourer's Hook. And on contact, it deals 220 magic damage and 15% movement slow. So it's sort of like a Chipper rocket, but a little bit more powerful.
Enticing.
So, as you've probably seen, it also sort of locks onto the enemy, so if I'm kind of shooting it a little bit to the side, it might curve a little bit, and sometimes it bugs out like that, but generally, like, it's got some leeway, so it's easier to hit targets, which is nice, because this is sort of her main source of damage. Okay, I'm just going to keep going. Dance of Death, it heals you over 3 seconds while you're channeling it a little bit. It's not really the main reason you use this ability, but it's sort of just a bonus that it heals you. While performing Dance of Death, you will generate Arcane Bolts, which is this ability, which I'll get into in a second, and you will gain charges on Arcane Missile, and this is the important part, because Arcane Missile, as you see, you shoot it once, then it's on cooldown for a while, and if I cast Dance of Death, I get these charges on it, and I can just like shoot them over and over and over and over, and just look at that. The damage that comes out is ridiculous. So this Accursed has 2 Behemoth's Heart and a Shaman's Headdress, because otherwise I'd probably just like be destroying him very quickly. Because I mean, this gives you 4 charges, so you got 4 quick bolts coming out, and then the 5th one also comes out. 2, 3, 4, and the 5th one comes out just as fast. So that is 5 times 220 magic damage. So it's a lot of magic damage coming out, well over 1,000 on paper. And then you got Arcane Bolts, which also deal 70 magic damage within 700 distance every time you cast a spell. So for every Arcane Missile, you get 2 Arcane Bolts. And while channeling Dance of Death, you gain, I'm not sure how many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? I think 8. So a lot of damage coming out there. And if that weren't enough, like it's all this crazy crap, coming out at the enemy, you can summon this thing, your ultimate, Essence Projection. Summons a Wisp, which I consider this more of like a pillar, but apparently this is a Wisp. The Wisp passively grants you and nearby allies 40 health and 20 mana per second, so a nice little sort of area of effect healing and mana restoration a little bit. But that's not really the main reason you cast this. In addition, it will mirror Wispy Nova and charges Arcane Bolts as you do. So basically, it does everything you do. It's just a copy of you, carbon copy, and at rank 4 it does 100% of the damage, but at rank 1 it only does 50% of the damage you do, and 75%, which is understandable because it's very powerful, and it's destroyed if it's attacked a few times. So as you can see, I'm going to place this down, and then I'm going to start casting Dance of Death, and so we're both going to be generating Arcane Bolts, and then we can both shoot Arcane Missiles. If I place this here, it's going to attack this curse, and if I say shoot Wispy Nova, or sorry, Arcane Missile, then it's going to shoot at the same target I am. So if I say attack over here, then it's going to shoot like that, and that's pretty much how it works. As you can see, this is a curse, like I said, 2 Behemoth's Heart and a Shaman's Headdress. Let's see how much damage I can put out. So, I mean, obviously it's going to be very difficult to get into a situation where the enemy's just going to be standing still like this and I can just completely, you know, hit them with everything. But the potential damage that you can deal with this hero is immense. Her weakness, however, is that, first of all, of course, you're not going to have the enemy like right in front of you just standing still. And in addition, she doesn't have very much HP. She's probably going to have a lot of intellect, but, you know, to spam all these abilities, and they all cost a lot. Even Arcane Missile is over 100 mana at rank 4. See, all these abilities, they're all over, and, you know, 400 mana for the ultimate. So, you know, you're going to want to be able to spam these, so you're going to need some items like a Null Stone or a Mana Ring. I don't really like to encourage Bloodstone, but who knows? Seems like if Bloodstone were a better item, it would really be viable on this hero, because she really needs survivability and mana regeneration the most, but I still probably wouldn't pick it up. Something to mention about her ultimate, of course, is that it's global range. So I can really plop this down anywhere and just like start shooting people. And of course I can use the Dance of Death to gain more charges, and then just kind of probably nice for finishing off people. Of course the mana cost is very high, so it is definitely sort of something to invest in if I'm going to do it, because if I mess it up, I'm going to be down with a lot of mana. Because even at rank 1, it's 200 mana, rank 2, 300 mana. So that's about it. Like I said, I put her in the middle lane. That's what I'm going to be trying today when I'm playing her. I'm going to go for sort of a ganker build. I think Mana Ring might be okay on her. The only thing I'm worried about is that she won't really have a lot of survivability. So I'm definitely going to try for Null Stone. Perhaps Portal Key might be nice on her to position her. But then again, you know, sure, you'll be in the middle of the fight, but it will be dangerous because, sure, you're going to be able to hit people easier with your abilities, but on the other hand, you don't really have any defensive abilities at all, so you're probably just going to get nuked down. So I'd be careful if you decide to pick up a Portal Key. Other than that, I guess it's really up to you, and we're just going to have to see what kind of builds come out of this in the next few days. But yeah, I'm definitely excited for this hero, so log in and play.